Hi everybody, I'm going to talk about a couple of subjects that relate significantly to these two options of either building your own business inside the University of Washington, but very much so around doing a startup. And one of them is this idea of building a high-performing team. When you talk to a professional investor today and you ask them, why did you invest in this company? Clearly they had to be excited about the invention or the solution that the company had come up with. Certainly they had to be excited about the market they were going into. But surprisingly, oftentimes number one is they believed in the team that they were investing in. They believed that that team was passionate, had a nice mix of skills, looked like they worked together well, and perhaps most importantly, looked like they were adaptive and open to suggestions and ideas. Because this journey that you're on when you do a startup is fraught with so much uncertainty that if you have too much of a fixed mindset, that can be troublesome. And so having a strong team, which many of you have experienced building and working with as researchers, is an important component of becoming attractive to customers, to prospects, and of course to those who will invest in you. And there's been some really good research that's been proven out in the real world around what are the elements of a really high-functioning team. And investors know and see it when they see a high-functioning team. And the description is the ability, and this is a study that I just kind of referred to, the abilities of a founder and a management team are the most important factor driving venture capital investment decisions. Often more important than even a product or technology itself. In a commonly used metaphor, VCs, prefer investing in the jockey rather than the horse. It's a study that was done at Stanford University. So you can't underestimate the importance of building a really cohesive and powerful team. And here's how we would define a really powerful team. It's a small group of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose, set of performance goals, and an approach for which they hold themselves mutually accountable. Sounds pretty academic. Let's take it apart and look at it individually. A common purpose. The best teams spend a great deal of time exploring, discussing, shaping the purpose that they're striving to go achieve. The purpose is this vision they have of how they're going to go change the world. And one of the exercises you're going to want to do with your team is to come up with that purpose statement, that statement about what you're trying to do to change the condition of the world. For example, Teach for America has this purpose as one day all children in this nation will have an opportunity to attain an excellent education. That's their purpose for being. Spotify, the music streaming service, their purpose is to unlock the potential of human creativity by giving 1 million creative artists the opportunity to live off their art and billions of fans the opportunity to enjoy and be inspired by it. You notice their mission isn't get 10,000 new customers every month. It isn't to generate $20 million or to exit with $1 billion valuation in 2 years. They have a purpose to unlock the potential of human creativity in 1 million artists and to make that available to 1 billion people. So you can't underestimate how important it is for this team to have a common purpose that they really believe in. It's important intuitively. We would all think that would be valuable, but it's actually borne out that this is very important to humans who are working and working with other people. It's a kind of a fundamental human need. There are theories and books written about this concept that humans really value autonomy, mastery, and purpose. They like to have the feeling that they have control over the work that they're doing, that they are building their skills and becoming artisans of sorts in whatever they pursue, and they're doing it in service of some important purpose. There's actually a book called Drive, which I'd encourage everyone to read, by a gentleman named Daniel Pink. And so this idea of purpose really taps into who we are as human beings. And of course, it links directly to what really great leaders do. Really great leaders give their teams purpose. So that's the first thing of a highly effective team. The second thing is they're really clear about what success looks like. So we know where we're trying to go and change the world. The second thing is they have real specific performance goals, right? This is the way you translate some purpose in life into some meaningful way of achieving that purpose step by step. And so it's just different from what you're doing in assessing or setting individual objectives. It's the objectives the team wants to achieve. and it makes it really helpful to communicate where you're trying to go and resolve conflict, and it keeps people focused. So as you think about your work to become attractive to customers who are looking at you and looking at what kind of relationships they're going to have with this team that's going to support them, when you think about investors who are going to look at you and think about, do I want to make a bet? One of the things they're looking at is this is a highly functioning and disciplined teams. And the first two elements are purpose, and the second is they have a sense of what performance goals they are trying to achieve to get to that purpose. The third is that they look at this team and says, ooh, there's a nice mix of skills here. There's the technical skills that perhaps the faculty leader brings to it. There are operational skills. There are customer relationship skills. There's a nice mix of skills, right? And as you look at your team and the team you're building, you want to ask yourself, is everyone like me, or do I have a variety of styles and competencies? Diversity really matters on a team. You're going to get the most out of your team and the greatest ideas out of a diverse and kind of multifaceted team. So we put this up here in a sense to have you think about where's your team today, and as you prepare yourself thinking we're going to commercialize, what talents do I need? What points of view do I need? So that's the third one, kind of this diversity of complementary skills. And then the fourth element is that there is agreement about the approach we're going to go use to go achieve these objectives. If people aren't aligned around how we're going to go get something done, if they aren't aligned around the strategy, you could have a wonderful purpose, you could have a nice set of goals, you could have great skills, but everybody's going in different directions. So great teams also are very much aligned about how they're going to go get things done, and who will do what, and how will we make decisions, and how are we going to change directions when it may be needed. And then finally, there's this idea, which is one of the most challenging things to do, but once you achieve it, you know it as a leader, and that is the team is accountable to each other. You've created a team that isn't accountable to you because you're the leader. They're accountable to each other because they work well together, they believe in the mission, they want to be held accountable to them, to their peers, because you've created this wonderful culture where they don't want to disappoint their peers, not so much disappointing you. So this element, this third tranche of kind of preparing yourself so that you jump into the cold waters and go swim to dry land to get those first set of customers, this third point is really about thinking consciously about the importance of teams. It'll make a big difference in terms of your attractiveness and obviously in your odds of success. Okay. You can develop these skills, but you got to be aware of what you need in terms of your own development and in terms of finding the resources and skills you need.